What's good, everybody? What's good? What's good? This your boy Jase, man. First and foremost, y'all, I'm Chef Jase. I am a music producer, songwriter, all around music enthusiast. Been doing this for about 25 years now, and on a professional level, about 3 years. So we're really getting it rocking and rolling. But I've been doing this beat making and full strength production for quite some time. I mean, since the beginning of like crunk. Well, I ain't saying the beginning of crunk, but anyway, around crunk era. All right, so actually to put some real context to when I started making beats, it was around the time where Alicia Keys released songs in A minor. Um, so yeah, man, I've been rocking and rolling in the DAW, what they call it in the box, whatever. Um, I am an MPC kind of guy, so anything Akai, I have an MPK 61 key right here, the OG version, like the first one that came out. I use it as my MIDI keyboard. I have my MPC One Plus here. I'm operating this stream through my what's this? The Zoom H6 handy recorder, using this generic microphone or whatnot to stream. Um, and I'm using my iPhone to stream as well with OBS. So got some things rocking and rolling with that. But when I record and do my actual vocal recordings, or I track vocals, or do reference tracks for the songs that I produce, I use my 2i2 Focusrite fourth gen with the camera. I mean, with the microphone that came with it, whatever that is. I don't know. I'm not really big on like the engineering side of things, like the vocal engineering. I just try to do my best when it comes to the actual beat production, con, uh, con, constructing the song itself, uh, and sending the songs out to different artists, whether it be, you know, independent artists who are on my level, and also the major artists who are, clearly established with record labels, or they're doing their own independent grind too. So oftentimes you'll catch me here in my studio. I call it the kitchen. Chef Jase, you get it. So this is the Sound Bistro, and this is where we get things rocking and rolling, man. I mean, honestly, I'm in here most of the time. I work with a couple of artists, a couple of engineers who have a studio out here in Charlotte, um, and we usually go there and cut some records, or I send them something already throughout the week, and then we put together a studio session time where we meet at this grand studio and actually get work done in a professional setting. Um, I usually do my own mixing of my own beats. I do a lot of my own mastering, but that's more so on the beat side of things. Sometimes it does call for some revisions. So, like, let's say I make a song for Two Chains, or I make a song for, I don't know, your homegirl down the street who's trying to cut an EP. It doesn't matter. The process is really the same. I don't do more for one and not for the other. So, when it comes to my all inclusive services, I go from concept to, well, I go from ideation of the concept to fruition. So I usually get with the artist and figure out where they are mentally, where they are emotionally, where they are physically, all the above, spiritually, wherever they are in their life and their journeys. And you know, I go from there and like, hey, let's create based on where you are. One thing I'm all about is authenticity. So like if you're coming from an authentic place, it's helpful because it's gonna be easy to create music. But if you're trying to like portray an image or a gimmick that's not authentic or organic, it won't work. So when I work with artists, I usually try to talk to them and figure out where they are so that we can flow, and I can meet you where they are. Meet them where they are. So yeah, man. As a producer, man, it's easy to make a beat, but it's more important to me to do the things that's important for the artist, or where it reflects their journey, or journeys if there's more than one artist. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, man. So yeah, I'm all inclusive. I try to keep it cohesive, which is why I prefer to work on EPs and LPs versus just singles. I'm not really a big single guy. I don't mind working with you for like a song just to kind of like trial it out. But after that trial period, like I'm looking to lock in. So my biggest thing is like being cohesive, making projects that are cohesive. Back in the day, you had like the Quincy Jones and Rod Tempertons working with Michael Jackson. You had Jimmy Jam, Terry Lewis working with Janet Jackson and others. They worked with SOS Band, and you know how they had that cohesive sound throughout their entire project. It's because of that, and there's nothing wrong with like artists going from one producer to the next producer if that's what they want to do to kind of figure out whatever. If you want to have a hodgepodge of music, that's cool. But for me, like I preach cohesiveness. That's just me. It's just my personal preference, man. I prefer to make things sound kind of like consistent. You know how like Tony Braxton's like debut album, it sounded consistent from beginning to end. Nothing sounded way out of the norm. Aaliyah's second album, One in a Million, it was very consistent because most of it was influenced and produced and written with Missy Elliott and Timbaland, right? Um, and I believe Static was on it, Static Major, rest in peace. And you got people like what's another album I can think? Oh, like The Dream, his first album, Love Hate. Now, granted, he is a producer himself. He's also a songwriter. He worked with Tricky Stewart. Tricky Stewart, I'm not sure if they're related or not, but um, it was very consistent. Having that consistency going from from the beginning of the project to the end of the project is super important to me. So I've already harped on it long enough. Let's get rocking and rolling. As you see here, I am a member of TrackLib. So you see all my little licenses and all that stuff I have right here. But what I usually do when I create a beat, I can create from scratch. So I am a sample based producer for the most part, but I do create from scratch as well, like original works from A to Z. Um, so yeah, I typically just live a little bit of life. I get outside and get inspired by something I hear or something I experience. And yeah, from there, I generally come home into the bistro and I get it rock and rolling. Like I try to find a sample that resonated with how I feel or how I felt throughout the day. Um, and yeah, so as you see, they have like this nice discovery um, page where you can like find different songs. This is interesting looking. I don't know what this is, but let's hear it. Okay, taking a little time. Nothing wrong with that. Huh? Why do I take this forever? Let's try this one. Oh, we on that bull today. Okay, bad. So yeah, when I listen to like samples, things I might sample or I'm interested in sampling, I just try to like hear something unique in the sample or unique parts. I usually try to find at least two or three things, two or three elements I can use and flip and fix and chop and screw and reverse, filter, whatever I could do. And once I find one piece, one small, it could be a small loop. I'm gonna take it and run with it, and I guarantee I'll find two or three more, or I'll make two or three more out of it and get as much use as I can out of this track. Um, I've already heard two things, but excuse me, y'all. Excuse me, pardon me. That's rude, but yeah. So yeah, I just try to find something unique in the song. Doesn't necessarily matter whether it matches the mood I'm in. If I hear something unique, I'm not gonna fight that feeling. I let the vibe or the energy choose me basically. So yeah, yeah, like the beginning here, and the good thing about like TrackLib, like I can go back to the beginning, and if I want to loop the first couple of seconds of it, let's loop it. And if I want to hear it at a different pitch, it's gonna slow it down if I pitch it down or take it up a few semitones. It's gonna like speed it up. So sped up, slow it down, or pitch it down rather. It's gonna slow it down. And it also lets you kind of like hear what it may sound in a trap type, or a boom bap. So I have my own kick and drum. I mean, kick and snare already kind of pre-programmed on my PC. So just to kind of get an idea of what's going on. So yeah, you can do that with TrackLib, which is really cool. I think it's also really dope that once you figure out what you like, you ain't gotta like stick with this pitch, or you can click it off. Yeah, you can download the entire song, right? So let's say I'm gonna go ahead and just download it. It's 5 credits, so I don't mind doing that. I got the credit spare. Um, so I download it, and I have my own special folder, as you'll see. I have my own special folder for like anything and all things sampling. So I call it the mill, which is one of the folders. Samples. Now it's kind of tricky because I have a couple of records, but I go to my TrackLib joint and I just yeah. So right here you see the name of it. It shows you the name. It's a full master track. It's 95 BPM and it's in G minor. So yeah, I'm gonna double check that right there. I think that could be G minor. Let me double check. Let me see. So I'm gonna click on the song, and you see right here, it'll tell you like the years released, the key, the label, etc., genre type or types. It'll give you all the metadata basically. So it's really dope. Now this is a category C, according to TrackLib, which is basically saying, oh, um, with this song, you gotta once you finish your beat or you finish the record, make sure you register it, and you'll know how much you're gonna owe the original writer and publishing company of this record. Once it's all said and done, what they'll do once you finish, you can generate your license. Actually, I'll show y'all one particular song that I actually worked with not too long ago. So, oh man, I can't be giving y'all all that. That's crazy. It showed everything, didn't it? Sure did. Anyway, it'll so like right here I sampled a song "Look What God Has Done for Me" by Karen Domino. I'm sorry, Domino White. Karen Domino White is actually the daughter of Fats Domino. The old pianist and blues and jazz dude Fats Domino. This is his daughter. Anyway, so yeah, it shows you how much I sampled of this record, or I told him I sampled up to like a minute of the record, which I really didn't, but I just want to give her max revenue, whether it was 2 seconds of it or not. But as you see, it shows right here the original publisher gets 10%, Karen gets 10% as an original writer, and of course I get 40% because I'm the new writer and the new publisher or whatnot. It goes to 100%. I distributed through Two Loss, etc., etc. So anyway, I probably should have showed y'all all that. It's probably gonna bite me in the butt for doing that. But anyway, that's what happened, and that's what it is. But yeah, it's really cool. So it'll generate all the paperwork for you, and yeah, from there, it's Gucci. Hold on, let me do some things. Yeah, yeah. Hold up. Is my stream muted? Wait, let's see what's going on. I'm just checking my stream, y'all. I'm trying to see what's good, cause yeah, yeah. I don't want any problems. I don't want any problems. All right, well, it appears to be fine. I don't know. Maybe it's not. That's crazy. Hmm. Anywho, we're gonna keep on moving, man. And yeah, we're gonna rock and roll. So yeah, I typically find my beats, man, or the sample I'm gonna use. I'm not gonna use this one. I'm not. I don't feel inspired by the song, but I just want to give y'all an example of what I do find. So we're gonna go ahead and let me go ahead and just get up out of track lip because I think I already have a song in mind that I want to work on. So typically, let me start from scratch, y'all. Start a new project. Don't save. Alrighty, this is kind of crazy. So typically, when I start a project, let's say I want to sample, which I'm definitely gonna do. I use Serato sample, and in Serato sample, man, it's just super seamless, man. I can do almost anything. I can manipulate the sample. I can filter it. I can level it. Turn the dB up or down individually per sample. I can change the key. I can change the tempo. Like I said, I can filter it to a low pass filter or a high pass filter type sound. Kind of like how 40 did for a lot of Drake's earlier works. That effect, basically. There are a lot of things you can do with Serato sample. Now, also, I want to let you know that I do also have um, NPC sampling. Well, let me actually pull up a. Let me see. So you can. This is how I do it, y'all. Let me slow it down right quick for you. So I usually audition the samples through my folder. Um, I don't know what song I was looking for, but yeah. So I usually go through here first. I go in here first and like find. I scroll through samples I already have through TrackLib. If you ever see it say Serato stems at the end on this auditioning portion, I've already used that sample before. So I've already used that. I've already used this.
How many times I've been hurt before?
All right, so I'm gonna let you know that there are some songs in here that I have used using MPC stem separator. Before I got Serato sample, I was already sampling using MPC before I even had any kind of stem separator, right? Um, but once they incorporated the stem separator, it started off in the DAW before it became something for the hardware. It wasn't standalone at first, which pissed people off. People were pissed, but yeah. So I started off in the actual box, the DAW, doing my thing and chopping up samples that way, which was really easy, right? And then once you start incorporating like stem separation and all that, it became kind of laggy, and it took forever sometimes for it to sample and not even be a perfect like separation of stems. Every song isn't gonna be, perfect. So like some songs really are spot on when you separate the drum sample. I mean the drum stem from the instrument stem, from the bass stem, from the vocal stem. So there's only four stems, y'all. So let me go ahead and rewind it again. Um, there is a difference between track outs and stem separation. So with stems, you're separating four different things: the drums, the vocals, the instruments, which could be pianos, acoustic guitars, whatever, anything of a higher pitch, and then you have the bass. So drums, vocals, instruments, and bass. Once those four things are separated, those are your stems. All right. Now with track outs, any song that has track outs could be the track. So in a song, let's say you have eight different sounds, right? You have two vocals, you have or two tracks of vocals, so it could be a male vocal, a female vocal, whatever, or a main vocal and an ad lib vocal. Um, you gonna have, excuse me, your drums. You may have a kick, a snare, or clap, a hi hat, and a cymbal. That's what four more tracks. And let's say you have a bass, and then you have a let's say a keyboard. Those are all your different tracks. And let's say you have two layers of keyboards and two layers of hi hats, but by tracking it out, getting track outs is like every individual track. So you get each you get two tracks of your hi hats. You get your kick track, you have your snare track, you have your clap track, you have your vocal tracks. So every individual track is for every individual sound. So let's say you have 25 sounds, you have 25 track outs versus having stems. Your stem's going to group all the things together. So like it'll group all your drums. So if you have your drum stem will include your hi hat, your kick, your snare. Anything that's considered a drum sound will be layered in that stem. Anything that's considered an instrument sound will be layered in that instrument stem. So instead of what I do for my engineers, if my mixing and mastering on my end isn't perfect, what I usually do when I send them the files, I send them the entire session, right? I send them every track out. So I don't send them stems. I send them track out. So like they're gonna get a track full of just my kick. They're gonna get a track full of just my 808. They're gonna get a track full of just you know those every individual sound that I have. Sometimes I have very simple projects where you might get like six, maybe up to eight sounds. That's probably pushing it for me because I keep it simple. Like I'm super simplistic, right? And you're gonna get like the actual sample as well. So the sample is considered for me a track. Um, so yeah, so you might get anywhere between four to six, give or take. So if a sample has like heavy instruments I'm sampling from it, like if it's already kind of full, I keep it simple. I don't overthink it. I just keep it real simple. Um, but if I have a track or a song that I did where it's a very light sample or no sample at all, chances are I'll probably have anywhere between 6 to 12 tracks for you. Sometimes even more. I had one song I did for Jennifer Hudson. It's a dance record you'll probably never hear, but it had I think about 15 sounds on there, 15 different tracks worth of sounds, and that it wasn't lagging, but I could tell if I added any additional plugins or effects to it, it's probably gonna start lagging. I'm working off of a generic PC, nothing too fancy as you see, but it works for me. Trust me, it works. I work on this, my laptops, all that stuff. So like this right here is my setup. But anyway, so yeah, trackouts and stems, two different things, right? So I'm gonna show you what I do. Like I said, I just audition my songs in the browser here, and then once I find out what I want, I don't double click it and then put it in the system. What I do, I just open Serato Sample again, find that same file, and I import it through Serato Sample versus importing it through NPC because their stem separator is not my thing. I'm not really a fan of it. I wish that Serato and NPC partnered up with like how they did with Native Instruments with NPC, and it could be an official plugin, standalone plugin, which I hope and pray they do one day because it'll be dope. But it'll be kind of like a monopoly as well, so I don't know if that's gonna work. But yeah, I really enjoy the Serato stem separator and sample plugin way more than I do NPC. Not that MPC is bad. I just enjoy Serato a lot more. There's so much more you can do with manipulating. Now, for what I've been told, people have found ways to manipulate the samples and how they do it, like in MPC. And I've seen it. I've done it myself. Like I've added XY, FX, um, and that's cool and everything. It's just the extra step for what? Like when I can do it all right here in Serato sample. Not that it's lazy. It's just I'm all about keeping it simple. Like I'm not super complex in my thoughts, so I'm not gonna make things complex for me if I don't have to. That's just me though. There's a song that I caught from Tracklib last week, man. That honestly I wanted to come back and double back on. I just can't remember what it is. So I'm gonna scroll through. So don't mind me if it's a little quick. I'm gonna scroll through and I'm gonna show you a couple things. Well, I'm gonna let you hear a couple things in real time, and hopefully it makes sense because I don't know where it is. I don't even know the name of the song. Don't remember the artist name. Thankfully, everything here is labeled, but I just don't remember what it is. I know when I hear it though.
So now you're dancing in the wind.
That's tough. I like that. Dang, what's this one? Why does it take forever to start? I'm curious. Which one is this one? And why is it going? Huh. Okay. Well.
Valley, valley.
Also, as a producer, and just for me, I say this for me, man. I can't speak for everybody, but like whenever you find a song, and let's say you're crate digging, right? Because I do a lot of crate digging, by the way. So this isn't the only way I sample, right? I don't just sample from Tracklib. I don't just sample from taking what they provide, right? I do the traditional like sampling. I go crate dig at thrift stores or at record stores, usually secondhand records because I don't mind, but I prefer not to spend $40 for some re-released Led Zeppelin or some fourth edition Marvin Gaye or 12th edition Britney Spears, right? So I try to find any secondhand store like a Goodwill or Salvation Army or anything. We got one in Charlotte called Second and Charles, which is a bookstore slash multimedia store that you can buy like books secondhand and vinyl secondhand. It's really dope stuff, right? And they have brand new stuff there too, but mostly it's all secondhand. So I try to go through and crate dig that way, finding like the most interesting um, vinyl covers, and even like a Goodwill. The dustier, the better, right? I like to clean the vinyl and do it myself, which is really cool. It's a good process. But I have a turntable that I use to listen to the records, and usually it's jazz or big band or whatever, some kind of soul. And I do listen to records, like I extensively listen to things, and like I critique and try to catch the little nuances that people usually don't hear, bass lines and just that. I like raw piano, so any kind of loop I can find or chop I can make. When I hear songs, I listen I listen to the song usually straight through, and then as I'm listening, I might catch a few things, and in my head, I'm already producing. Right in my head, I'm already like chopping up. I'm already taking this part. Oh, I'm gonna take this. I'm gonna take that 2 seconds. I'm gonna freak it by putting a little filter on it. I might play it in reverse, or you know what? I might chop this one little loop into four different chops, right? And then play it on my pads in a different order. So in my head, as I'm listening to the song, I'm already producing, right? Most of the time. Sometimes if I hear it, if I listen to a song and it just doesn't hit me, it's because at this moment I'm not inspired by it. As a producer, my my advice to you all is that you might want to, when you hear a song that you want to chop, when you hear a song that you want to sample, and you hear pieces that you want to sample it, like go ahead and do the song then. At least put the idea down, like chop it up, layer it, and then sequence it out. That way you can always, if you're done with that part, you can save it and then come back to it later and finish it. At least you know where you were. Well, I can't speak. At least you know what you were on when you heard the sample. Sometimes I be like, I hear you see I've downloaded a lot of samples from Tracklib, and I'm only showing y'all Tracklib because it's the most, for me, it's the most legal way I can find right now. Because I still use YouTube sometimes too. But I would hear a song on Tracklib or whatever, and I'll save it. I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna get back to that sometime soon. Knowing dang on well when I hear it again, I'm not gonna hear this. Chances are I won't hear the same sample that I heard or the same flip that I heard when I first heard it. Right. So sometimes I'd be like, dang, what was I thinking when I heard the song? And sometimes it may come back. Most of the time it doesn't. So it's like now I gotta really listen super attentively. Like I gotta super hone into like what can I do with this record, which is really fun by the way. It's a really dope thing to do. It's just it makes you work harder than you really have to if you can just go ahead and layer it when you have the time to do it, initially. Anyway, I didn't talk enough. Let me just go ahead and let y'all hear some stuff, man, so we can get it rocking and rolling. Today, it's going to probably be just about finding a sample and then chopping it up versus layering. Now, if I feel inspired to lay the whole beat down, so be it. But if not, I'm not going to beat myself up. It is what it is, right? I wasn't really rocking with that so far, but I'll let it play another day. Right now, I'm just, if it don't grab you from the beginning, it probably won't grab me later on. Okay, I remember where I heard that one from. I remember what I was thinking when I heard that, but I'm not on that right now, so it'll come back. Same group, different song. Yeah, I tapped into my Alchemist thought right there, so I remember how I was gonna chop that one up too. As you see, it's listed as 112 BPM, but really it's at 56 BPM. So 56 BPM, you hear how slow it is. If it was at 112 for real, it'll be double time for what you hear, but it's not. So it's gonna probably come up on Tracklib as 112 BPM. Not Tracklib, I'm sorry. Serato sample when I import it, or if I did import the song, it'll come in probably at 112 BPM as well. And the only thing about Serato sample I'm not really a fan of either is that you see here it's listed as E minor. Um, it might show like a whole other key, which it's AI, so it's not going to really detect everything properly or accurately, right? That's just how it is. But anyway, that's that song. I'm good on that. I'm gonna pass. I've already used this one apparently, but let's hear what it is. I don't remember what it is. So this song right here, I made a beat called Interlude. I might redo it because what I did before it didn't sound as dope as this does. I made a song for SZA. I wrote it for SZA. I actually wrote the actual song. Well, I wrote the concept for SZA. I wrote the chorus. It's called Interlude. Um, and man, I might have to use this one again and freak it the way I can freak it. I might. Let's go ahead and get it rock and rolling. So let's not even play with it. I'm gonna redo this. Like it's called yeah. We gonna do this. Yeah. We gonna do this. That song. So like I said before, you see here it says 141, right? Let me unsync this joint. So 70 times 2 is 140, but it says 70.59, which is pretty accurate, right? Um, but what I wanted to do, so this beat, this song itself, the song itself is kind of slow. Nothing wrong with that though. But the way I did it, oh man, I want to pull that old song up for real, for real. I might. Okay, we're gonna keep our. Dang, do I want to pull that old one up? You know what? I'm gonna pull it up for y'all because high key. Oh dang, I gotta go through here. High key. I might be able to redo it and freak it because let me see. NPC interlude. Where's interlude? I don't do the short version. Oh, I'm tripping. No, it's down here. That's right. As you see, I made this song for her back in September. Crazy. That's crazy, yo. I'm bugging. Yeah. Let's do it. Let's do that for sure. Yes. Yes, I do. Why, yes, I do. Samples, records. I hope I can still use this. Oh, that's right. It's unused. I hope I can still import it properly, man. Because if not, I gotta redo it, which is cool too. Okay. We're gonna cross our fingers, y'all, because I think it's still rocking and rolling. Oh, I'm nervous. Okay, let's. Okay, yeah, yeah. Oh yeah. Okay, we in there. Yeah. We in there. Okay, cool. We good. I think we good. Okay, so here's this is how I chopped it. I'm sorry, y'all didn't even hear the original version. I'm super rude. I am not the best host. This is how the original version sound. This is so cold, man. So yeah, that song goes crazy. Let me find that artist right quick. Um, what is is it? Pika Pika? I think it's what it's called. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So make sure I have it on. Okay, so I do have it on here. So perfect. Um, Now this song was released in 2024. It's an electric song, whatever, or a bossa nova. Um, Go figure. Really dope, really dope. But the way I chopped it was super different. This is how I felt at the time, right? So this is exactly how it sounds. I gotta review it because I gotta do some other things to it. I'm pretty sure there's some parts I want to update and probably freak around a little bit more. You know what I'm saying? So as you see, oh, let me undo that. I'm tripping. Hold on, let me undo myself. I'm tripping, yo. Oh, I can't. Okay, let me get out of this mode. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So as you see, why does it sound like that? Oh, the drums is part. Okay, see, like I told you, even with Serato, sometimes when you take out some of the stems, so like up here is the stem separator, the drums, the bass, the instruments, and even the vocal. It took away some of the other artifacts. So like taking out the drums took out. You hear how it sounds robotic a little bit. Without the drums, that's how it sounds. With the drums, that's how it sounds. It sounds a little more flowy. So I took out the percussion. I don't want to leave that in because it's like I'm taking the whole song. But anyway, so this is how it sounds, y'all. I'm sorry. I'm gonna let y'all listen to it. I'm gonna go back to. Yeah, so that's the song. I gotta find a way to increase the sound of it, bolster it a lot. Basically master it. But so yeah, I'm not really a fan. I love this song now. Like I still love it. It's still one of my babies. Like I love this song, right? But I feel like I could do so much more with it. than leave it just like a regular loop, basically. And I'm not really a fan of just taking somebody's work. Yeah, I chopped it. You see how it wasn't in traditional order of the song, especially when the bridge comes in. So this is the verse part, and then the bridge is right here, and then you got the chorus. So, yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know what I did on this that it don't feel like it did when I first made it. I'm not sure. Hold on. Yeah, first of all, we're gonna turn this thing up. I wanna. I don't know. I should probably just master it and get it to be louder. Yeah, I might need to do that because I'm gonna have what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna have me and my friends, um, my boy Bama and my boy Cliff. We're gonna get together and probably redo the guitar piece, and also I'm gonna have Bama help me mix it properly and master the song so it'll be louder. I want to add drums, but I don't think I want to add drums. If that makes any sense, it sounds like it's supposed to be an acoustic interlude anyway. So I might leave this right where it's at, right? Alright, so you heard this song, right? Okay. We're gonna move forward only because I don't want to do anything that's gonna screw the track up any more than I've already done. I'm not even gonna say that. We're just gonna roll it. But yeah, man, I already sampled that joint, so there you go. Hmm.
And you told me that you love me, and you said your love was tame. I took you to the Pizza Express, and the whole band knew your name. Now, baby, babe, I've got news for you. I got news for you. Believe me when I'm telling you. Y'all had no business to send for me, I'm telling you. I know that story you putting down there ringing true. Babe, I've got news for you.
Mm-hmm.
Told me you missed the last express, and your jeans was all rumpled, and your lipstick was a mess. Now, baby,
And he was going through it.
eh, I've got news for you. Yeah, I got the news, baby. I know that jive you putting down there ringing true. Well, I've got news for you. You came home with a diamond wristwatch.
Mm-hmm.
You told me you got it from your Uncle Joe. When I looked at the inscription, it said love from Daddy-O. Now, baby, hey, I got news for you. I'm the best in the world, man. Don't worry about it. Your story don't ring true. Good now. Good. I've got news for you. Yeah.
I like that. I like
Thank
that.
you, music lovers.
I like that. That was really. I like that song because it's a good song. Um, as far as it being the record to sample right now, not right now, but it's definitely a good, beautiful song. Um, I can definitely be inspired by that song. I'm not sure why I even download that song, but it's for sure. I'm trying to look at my notes if I could find anything that I might have gotten inspired from because of that song. I don't know why I downloaded that song. Hmm. Yeah, I can't find any notes on that song. Usually if I hear something like that, I typically have notes written down to support why I downloaded it, but can't find it. So I'm gonna keep on looking, listening. I'm looking for a specific song, y'all. It's like a New Jack Swingish record I found. So I'm about to move fast because I listen to it. I know this song ain't it. I know this song. This is my jam though. Why the hell ain't coming up? I use that. I didn't like that song. That's hard. Ain't it though? Sometimes I just be downloading stuff. I don't even know what I got going on. come off from being muted by. Damn it.
Sky is a sea. Gongi, gongi, gongi.
You speak the
Yeah, there's a lot of songs in here, y'all, I can go through. I'll tell you what we're gonna do. So right now we're gonna end the stream because for whatever reason my system is kind of moving slow on my end. But we're gonna end the stream, and what we're gonna do tomorrow, God willing, I'll get back on here. We'll get it rocking and rolling, and make sure it makes some kind of sense for you. All right. By then we'll start creating an actual beat, and we'll go from there. All right. Thank y'all for tuning in. Much love to you all. Thank you for your time, and I will be in touch. Just bear with me. This is my first time streaming, so I'm gonna get it together, better format, better flow, and go from there. All right, peace, y'all.